Hey, what's going on, guys? Catalina Dog here, and today we are going to be going over my favorite games and ranking them based on my personal experience and how I overall feel about the game. For starters, Breaking Point. Great game. I'm pretty sure most of you have played it, as it almost has about 500 million visits. Um, it comes from a really well-made developer, Paradox. He makes a load of great quality content. He hasn't been on in a while, but he surely knows how to make a game that tons of people enjoy, and personally myself too. It's speedy, it's fast, and overall just an amazing experience. I'll have to rate it about a 7 out of 10, minus, including the toxic people. Anyway, next game. The next game we have on our list is Survive the Killer. This game derives from the piggy concept in a way. You gotta hide from the killer, save your teammates if they're down, and escape together. Um, and you collect things. I guess I can play it just to demonstrate to you guys. In playing these games, I will be showing all of you what it is. Alright, so we already have a killer here going, but I can just show the lobby. The lobby already starts us off. There's a whole bunch of knives that exist throughout this game. Killers that you can buy for coins too. You can buy coins, you can buy game passes that are overpriced. Enter codes to get free knives or whatever you want, or whatever is attached to that code. There's a whole ranking system, or not there's a whole leaderboard system. There's a whole leaderboard system. There's chapters, just like Piggy, and those type of games that exist on the platform right now. Overall, solid game. It's made by the developers of Work at a Pizza Place, which is an OG game. But yeah, the community here is pretty nice. It's a really underrated game, and I suggest you guys all start to play it because it deserves more attention than what it receives at the moment. And I've been playing it for a few months now, but great game. Solid 9 out of 10 for me. There are a few fixes that could be done to make it a 10 out of 10, but it's a great 9 out of 10. Anyway, on to the next game. And for our next game, it is Nerf FPS. I remember showcasing this game on a recent video I did about a month ago, or so, a few weeks ago. It's basically a first-person shooter with Nerf guns. Simple as that. You can check out the gameplay on my other video, but I'm not going to play this one for obvious reasons. If you want to check it out, link will be in the description. All games will be in the description. But the thumbnails and gameplay says it all. Great game, very fast paced, and it's addicting. It's really, really addicting. Anyway, next game. Me personally, I rate Nerf FPS an 8 out of 10. Emergency Response, Liberty County. This is a great game for those people who love to roleplay as a criminal or as a police officer, or just any type of roleplay thing, where it could be firefighters, transportation workers, anything, it doesn't matter. Great game. It's really, really well structured. I've watched this game work for the last year or so. Update for the last year or so. And I just love what this group does for this community of role players who like to roleplay as jobs. It brings justice to this scene, and it has quite a bit of traction. I mean, 52.6 million visits. It's not that much, but it's a great game overall. I play it a bunch, and I highly suggest to check it out. However, the only downside to this game is that it costs 120 Robux to get in, and that's most likely to prevent just spammers and scammers um and bots to just enter the game at free will. But I will definitely showcase the game for all of you to see. Okay, here's the game. Great textures overall, great maps, small but big at the same time. There's a few people in here. Okay, thought I was alone. Um, there's car menus. I don't want to get into the cars just yet, but there's game passes that are reasonably priced. That are bring great benefits if you're into that. There's one of them right there. It's about 700 Robux spent. But it's a great game overall if you're into the role-playing scene and just wanting to get familiar with these type of games of police or criminal and job role plays in general. Great game. I love it a lot. I haven't played it in a while, but it has a lot of features. A lot. And if you have the Robux, just spend it. I would definitely recommend spending it on this game if you are into that sort of thing. Anyway, on to the next game. And I definitely rate Emergency Response an 8 out of 10. And we are going on to the next page. Cat. I don't think I want to get into this game solely because it's a bit weird, but it's basically everybody versus themselves, everybody against everyone. I can't think of the term for it at the moment. But great game, has a lot of knives, guns, all sorts of that stuff. You can buy a million game passes that are pretty priced, okay. Right, there's ranks in here, rank game passes, effects, and whatnot. I haven't played it in a while, so I'm not that good, but it gets updated every month or two or so. Great game. I highly suggest it if you're into this sort of thing. I'm pretty sure you guys already know about it. 300 million visits. Not bad for a pretty decently small yet big game. Anyway, on to the next game. I rate Cat a great 7.8 out of 10. Very specific, but the reasons I listed beforehand are the reasons why. Following that is Flex Your Account Age. This is just a game for fun and lulz, and you're not really supposed to be flexing at all, and try not to be toxic. But it's a pretty good game. 5 million visits, about. It's been around for a while. It's a pretty interesting game. We'll hop into it just to see what it's like. Okay, so this is the game. It's obviously changed a bit since last I've been here. Everything used to be in a row, but not anymore, I guess. It's been in a circle, which looks aesthetically pleasing. It's a great game. The oldest person here. Oh, this was the server I was in before. How funny. Anyway, a few stuff have been added. The people here are so nice, and you can get to know a lot of people here and just, bond with them. Overall, really fun game. I enjoy it if you're into this sort of thing. My oh my. I haven't seen this part yet. I guess this is new with the update that just came out. But yeah, fun game if you guys are into this sort of thing. I highly recommend it if you haven't played it already. And yeah, it's mainly for the OGs. Well, not mainly, but a lot of OGs come here and play this game. Surely out of just fun. I know I do. Yeah, this game is really fun. Really original and really well scripted. So yeah, I highly suggest you guys check it out if you haven't already. Great game, great community, and yeah, on to the next one. I have to give Flex Your Account Age a good 9 out of 10. Simple and simplistic, easy to understand. It's a great community. I highly suggest it. Our next game is Itty Bitty Railway. This is a great game and a successor to Itty Bitty Airport. Both are great games. I've played them both. It's all about creativity on these, and it really brings out the mind and allows you to do whatever you want. I guess I can hop in here and show you guys my place. Okay, so we're in. I have 2 places because why not? You can see people are really creative. I've seen much better builds on here than mine. Mine is very simplistic and kind of boring, which I probably should update, but It's an overall an amazing, amazing game. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm in the same. Oh, never mind. But it's a great game. I highly suggest you guys check it out if you haven't played it already. It doesn't matter if you're into trains or not. I'm not, but you can have serious fun with these games and just being creative and letting your imagination flow and do whatever. It's fun. It it it, it brings out imagination and it's full of very great people building. I've seen buildings. I've seen people making amazing stuff. I've even seen people make entire ships on this game, and that it's not even something what it's supposed to be doing, but people still do it. And that's what makes this game fantastic. It's almost like Minecraft. You can build whatever, and there's no rules. So I'd surely rate this game a 9 out of 10 for, especially on the creative aspect. Great game. Applause to Nako88 for this. This is great. On to the next one, boys. And our next game is Greenville Beta. This game has been in beta for a long time, but it's basically just a roleplay city game with cars, and it's heavily focused on cars. Nothing too special with this game. I'm not going to go into it. I'm pretty sure you guys already know it if you're into this sort of scene. Um, yeah, it's a great game for what it is. Um, car models are really great. The people there are pretty okay. There's some toxic ones, but mainly it's really great people who are just there to roleplay and have a good time. So if this is your area, then go for it. It's a great game. There's game passes, of course, that are pretty inexpensive. But I rate this game a good 8 out of 10. It's really good and really well made, hands down to the creator. The latest game, and for our next game, it is Countylife Roleplay. Oh my god, this game brings back so many memories. A little story time, I guess we could do here while we wait. Back in the day, around 2014 to 2016, roleplay games were huge back in that day. And Stoke became one of the developers that um, made these games. He also made titles such as TownLife, the TownLife trilogy, and I guess this was a spin-off to TownLife, and he called it Countylife. There's the country. This is the county. And for what this game was, it was absolutely amazing. I can still visualize the streets being flooded with people, and people always wanting to roleplay. And you could just do anything in this game that you wanted. And and this game was made at a time where roleplay city games were huge. This was the normal. This was probably, I think it was a front page game. I don't remember. It's been a few years, but this could have easily been a front page game for the time. And as Roblox was still a small platform up until about 2017, I'd say, um, people still play these games to get them popularity. I mean, it has a few million visits. I mean, look at these old models and all these old spawners for stuff. Like, this is ancient for at least Roblox standards today, but for the time, it was pretty revolutionary. I mean, that's standard model making. I could probably make this map. It's that simple. And I think that's what drew attention to a lot of the majority, is that the majority wanted to play a lot of role-playing games then, and that's just where the audience was back then. Now we have games such as Bloxburg or Adopt Me, or even Meep City. God. And for these games to just be abandoned due to time and irrelevancy is it's kind of sad. You see all these great games just go down the hill and never recover because their audience has grown up or just gone out of the game. New games have came in and taken their place. The game's up for sale right now, but I think I'm considering purchasing it just to own and, grow into an actual game again. This game definitely has potential still. It has a great map that can easily be updated. and it's nothing bad. It's nothing too short of opportunity. Seize and take that. But yeah. Anyway, enough sappiness. We need to get right back into the video. So yeah, I rate this game a total of 11 out of 10. It stems a lot of bias there, but just out of pure memory and memories I made on here. But it's a great game if you take that out. It's such a great game. And if you guys ever want to play with friends, you definitely can. I suggest you guys do so. If you have a few friends that are just bored out of your mind, just play this game. Highly fun. You can just do whatever. Really big and explorative map that you can do. Anyway, on to the next map. Our next game on the second page is Universal Studios Theme Park. I am 100% sure you guys have heard of this game, and definitely you've heard of this. It has almost 30 million visits, and it has blown up in popularity and relevancy in the last month or so. I've been following this game for about 3 years now, and I can tell you that this game has never changed its core value and what it means, truly. It's never changed, even with all the fame coming up. It's kept its Halloween Horror Nights. It's very professional here. It's so many activities you can do. You can buy food with its in-game currency. You can go on a million different rides. And you still have a blast on them, even though they're virtual. I know I do. It's great. It's almost like a real theme park. And I think that's what makes it so enjoyable for a majority of people. If you ever have the chance to play this, please do. Oh my god. It is great. It runs on a great schedule they even have live events that go on, just like the real Universal Studios. And for what this game is, it's honestly amazing. Hats off to the Universal Parks and Resorts group for making an amazing game, and just honestly making it so amazing. I rate this a 9 out of 10. There definitely can be changes that would make it a 10 out of 10, but it's such a great game. I don't think I could rank it any higher without it sounding biased. Anyway, on to the next game. And as we go to the third page, we approach Row Ship Simulator 2008. This is a game that I grew up with back in my day of 2013. This game hasn't been updated since I've been playing Roblox, but a lot of noobs just play it now. There's not that much of an audience for the game, but it still gets a lot of attention. I'll quickly go into it, but it's nothing spectacular for what it was back in the day. It was revolutionary. There goes one player. But a lot of things here have just changed, and these old ship models, there have definitely been games that have become successors to this game. It's no surprise that this game would become eventually outdated by games such as Dynamic Ship Simulator 3, I think it's what it is right now. That is basically what this game was back in the day, only it didn't have missions, and you would just go around to different islands and spawn in different ships and go around and play it. Very fun game for the time, and still is if you're into a nostalgia trip and wanting a very simple yet pleasing game. Overall, 10 out of 10. I feel bad for the old developer who made this. He doesn't really play it anymore, but that's all I really have to say about the game. On to the next one. And as we go into the second to last game, we have TownLife 3. Again, by the same guy who made Countylife Roleplaying. This was a great game to play, and was a huge game to play back in the day. And this was a front page game. I remember that specifically. Oh man, it was a great game. Same concept of just role playing and having a good time, doing whatever. The game passes on this are really cheap. Like 2 Robux for a driving license, like that was unheard of. Gambling pass, 20 Robux. Weapon license, 45. All of these are amazing and it deserves more attention now. It definitely still has potential, and I'm pretty sure Stoke has gone into a bigger team. I think he works for that Midnight JDM game that's really popular at the moment. I'm not into it. I've played it a few times. It's a really great game, really well scripted. He's definitely moved past this old bricky architecture style for Roblox games that were prevalent in like 2015, 2016. And it's really a testament to time of how much Roblox has improved. I definitely love seeing its change overall as a website and how much the website has grown since then. And it really goes to show you just this game and how great it was. It still racks in visits ever so rarely, but it deserves more attention. It really does. And I think the successor to this game was supposed to be Horizon Roleplay, and I think that got shut down after a while. It didn't really succeed as he was trying to update TownLife to a better version, and it never took off, sadly. But yeah. Anyway, on to the final game. Our final game is Pilot Training Flight Simulator. I'm sure you guys have heard of this. It's a front page game, very popular recently, but before, like a year ago, this game was stark. You wouldn't be able to find it on the front page anywhere. You had to have a keen eye to find this game, and my, oh my, oh my. This game has just blown up in relativity, and it has almost 50 million visits, so I wouldn't be surprised if it just kept on racking up visits. Great game if you're into this sort of flight scene type of thing, this aviation thing. The game passes aren't mandatory, they're just optional. They don't really provide any bonuses other than just jobs and roles as shown there in the thumbnail. But overall, great game. I highly suggest it if you like planes. I surely do. I used to play this game heavily back last year or so. Great game, great community. Overall, just amazing on Orange. Credit to Orange for making such an amazing game that has influenced maybe millions of Robloxians to play. So those are all the games I have to show off. Yeah. So thank you guys all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, share, and probably hit that notification bell if you so desire. I won't force you. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. Peace.